Okay, so I'm back with another video. I just posted one. Now I'm doing this one. I think it's gonna be the last one because I need to start working on my book. It is 1/6/115, and I'm trying to get into the routine of starting to write, like getting up early and doing what I got to do in the morning, and then come lunchtime, eat my lunch, and start writing about 1 o'clock, and I'll write from 1 to 5 or 1 to 7, something like that. But anyway, I've been reading this book called The Debate of Satan. And when you hear the title of the book, you be like, Satan? Don't nobody want to read about him. But he's a part of life, some eggs. And when I tell you, I'm the shy, gotta rinse my mouth, Jesus Christ. But I've been reading this book, and I'm just on. I'm only on page 8 because I was reading it one night and I fell asleep. But baby, when I tell you I've been highlighting, and I'm only just right past the introduction, and reading the introduction, I had my full and undivided attention. On a part of the introduction, it says, anyone who has trapped animals knows a trap needs one of two things to be successful. It must be hidden in the hope that an animal will stumble upon it, and it must be baited to lure the animal into the trap's that deadly jaws. You need bait, right? It says Satan, the enemy of our souls, incorporates both of these strategies as he lays out his most deceptive and deadly traps. They are both hidden and baited. Baby, let me tell you, this the beginning of this book starts to talk about offense. But let me tell you about my bait. My bait, as a 48-year-old woman, and has been all my life, my bait is sex. That is my bait. I could be laying in my bed, minding my business, watching TV, writing, reading a book, whatever, and my loins will start to turn in a way they ain't never turned before. And all I could do is just close my eyes and pray, be like, not today. Not today. I've been abstaining for a minute. And I'm like, no, no, Satan, get thee behind me. Cause no, we're not doing that. We're not finna do that. We're not finna enjoy the non pleasures of the flesh. I'm trying to do good. I'm trying to be what I asked God to make me, which is a wife. You know. Okay, that's the preface. There was something else I read in this book. Okay. See what I wanna. I should have put a note next to it. Okay, so look at this one. This word says, the possibility for offense are as endless as the list of relationships, no matter how complex or simple. This truth remains. Only those you care about can hurt you. You expect more from them after all. You've given more of yourself to them. The higher the expectations, the greater the fall. I just experienced something like that. I have a person in my life, well, I had within my family, that I put on a certain pedestal, and I admired them, their way of life, their family life. I admired them to a fault. I think I admired them, and was kind of envious of them in their life too much, and it's crazy because and they know this. I've sent them countless of messages over the years, You know, saying how proud I am of them, how I admire them, how as a disabled woman they give me hope, black love, family life. Her husband treats her at the utmost respect, spoils her, whatever. And you would think that when you know a person feels like that towards you, when you know a person looks up to you in that sense, you would think that when that person reaches out to you for suggested advice or want to ask you something or whatever the case may be, you would think that they would respond, but they didn't. It's been 2 weeks, and they still haven't responded. They watch my stories on social media on the Blue app. They watch the stories all the way fucking through. They even like certain things I post, but they still haven't commented to my text message. And it's crazy. And what's crazy is I'm not even mad. I'm not mad. I'm not bitter. I don't feel no type of way. That's just a lesson in life that God has told me, that showed me, you know, it once again comes to offense. I feel like I was offended. I feel offended. I felt offended. But feeling offended is fine. It's how you react to it. You know, it's how you whether you let it take you out of character or not. And I was offended because I felt like, you know, I wanted to run something by her real quick, you know, but they didn't have time. They told me they was doing X, Y, and Z, and they would hit me up when they were done. That never came. It's been 2 weeks. It's been almost a month because when I reached out, I didn't have this. I've had this for almost a month. Today is day 30. I'm waiting for the message to come through for me to take it off because I'm ready. Because sleeping with it is annoying. But it's been a little shy of 30 days. You know, but like I heard Boosie said it. Boosie said he can't get mad when people, when back in the day, he used to get mad at people when he would ask them to do something for him, or he would expect them to do something and they wouldn't do it. He'd be like, oh, well, F you, this, that, and the third. But at the same time, he said he couldn't be mad with them because it was him who put them in a space in his life that they didn't show him they deserved to be in. She never showed me as a person why I should hold her to such high standards. She never did shit for me to show me that she deserved for me to have that much respect for her. I chose that respect on her and her family and the way she moved and how she carried herself because she my family. But she never came to me and helped me do nothing. She never paid a bill for me. She never took me to a doctor's appointment. We used to hang out every blue moon, but she never did anything for me personally as a person for me to feel such gratefulness and for me to give her such grace. So I take 95% of the accountability and responsibility for me placing her in that spot in my life and in my mental when she honestly didn't deserve to be there. And I used to take offense to it from a lot of people. But at the same time, I can't get mad at those who I expect to come visit me. Because they call me sis, or they call me bestie, or they look at me like family. If you look at me like family, and the way you treat me is how you treat family, I don't want to be your family. I don't want to be your sister. You know, but at the same, I can't get mad. I can't take offense to how someone acts towards me because I'm allowing it. And I'm not saying anything. Sometimes we have to speak our piece. Regardless to how we think the other person is going to feel. We have to state our piece versus fighting that demon in our mind because that's how Satan gets you. He uses the things and people he know are most dear to you to make you pull away from Jesus and backslide into his corner. Like I saw another video said that I forget to pass the name because I watch him all the time. He said God will send a person into your life, a sheep, a shepherd or whatever, into your life to help pull you back home to the fold of Christ. But Satan will also send a person to help pull you away back to his home, back to hell. So you have to have strong discernment to be able to decipher which person is of God and which person isn't. Because sometimes the people Satan will be right there in your church. Think about it.